Hello everyone and welcome to BlenderWorks. So this is the sixth episode for Blender tutorial series, and in this episode we will learn about the different kinds of modifiers which are used in Blender. So let's get started. So this is the modifier tab where we can select multiple modifier and apply it to our mesh. So first of all, we will see the array modifier. I will scale this cube in z-axis like this and add in the array modifier. So we have worked on this modifier for the past few episodes. And as you can see, if we increase the count and play with the X, Y and Z axis, it will duplicate your mesh in that axis. And if you play with the X and Z axis and select this face and extrude it on Y axis, so as you can see we have a nice looking stairs now. So these are just some of the applications that are of array modifier. But there are times that you might need that array modifier to work on a circular form. So let's see how to do that. So for that, let's add in a cylinder and increase this to 64. And in edit mode, for example, I will add in an edge loop over here and select this to face and extrude it. And now I want to perform this action on the whole circumference of the cylinder. So let's see how an array modifier will work on the circular form. So for that I will select these faces and then I will duplicate these faces and press P to separate it and click on selection. So I have this separate mesh now and I will hide the main cylinder. And let's add an array modifier. So as you can see, this will add on a straight line on X, Y and Z axis depending upon your values. But we want this on a circular form. So for that, add in an empty axis. And disable the relative offset and enable the object offset and select the object as empty. So if you rotate your axis in Z axis, you can see the mesh is also rotating since the count is 2. So now I just have to increase the count and rotate it on x-axis by 22.5 degrees. So as you can see, this is working perfectly well. So this is how a radial array works in Blender. This is very helpful when you are making complicated scene. And as you can see, if I edit this, all the other faces are also getting edited. And now let's add in a cube. And I will add in a loop cut over here and delete these faces. Make sure the origin of the cube is not changed. It should be in middle. And now add in the mirror modifier. So as you can see, the mesh is being now duplicated in the x-axis. And if we make any changes in the first half of the mesh, it will also happen in the second half of the mesh. So this is another modifier which is very handy and it saves a lot of time. And we have also seen this while we were modeling our station and the townhouse. And now for example, if we add in a cube, move it on x-axis, and if you want to make a hole on that, so we can use boolean modifier right here, or you can just press the shortcut control shift minus, and this will make the perfect cube shape hole in our mesh. And now let's go to add mesh and extras, and you will see the wall factory. So this is a wall factory. So let's apply the modifier and play with the settings. So I'll go to add modifier and apply the simple deform modifier. By default this is twist. So as you can see, the wall has been twisted, and you can increase and decrease the angle like this to play with the settings. You can also play with the stretch and increase and decrease the factor. Similarly with the taper, as you can see, this will transform it into a trapezium. And the bend. So the bend will bend your mesh like this. So if you select like 380 degrees, so it will join the mesh, maybe 370 degree. So this is a really handy trick which you should know. And now you can play with the mesh, and you can also change the axis in X, Y, and Z direction. So this is how a simple deform modifier works. And now let's add in a curve, a Bezier curve. I will scale this. And as you can see in curve settings, we have a whole lot of settings. So if I go to geometry, you can see offset, extrude, and in bevel, you can see the depth. So if you increase this, as you can see, the depth of the geometry is now increased. So with this, you can make geometries like wire or pipes. You can enable or disable the fill caps, and if you play with the resolution, you can see the mesh will be looking better now, and you can change this resolution as well to smoothen out the curve. So this is another very handy trick. So now let's see how the subdivision surface modifier works. So for that, I will add in an image, a background image, and select this image. And I will move this on Z axis. And add in a circle and scale it. So I'm trying to scale it to the size of the image, and I will add in the subdivision surface modifier. And now in edit mode, I will extrude it on Z axis, somewhere like this, scale it to match the edges of the image, and then extrude it again till here and scale it down, extrude it again on Z axis. So as you can see, when we are extruding our circle in Z axis, the mesh is automatically forming. That's because we have already applied the subdivision surface modifier, and I will now repeat this for the complete mesh till the top. And now to close the top of the mesh, I will scale it somewhere like this and click on F to fill. So as you can see, we have an good looking pawn of our chess, and if you increase the level over here and shade it smooth, it will look much better. So this is how a subdivision surface modifier works. So these are some of the modifiers and its uses in Blender. I hope you learned something from it. In our next tutorial, we will learn about the animation and its basics. It will be an amazing episode. So subscribe to the channel if you want to get a notification about it. Thank you for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.